What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne,
I'm Alicia.
and this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great board games that are out there.
Waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya, complicate ya.
Hey, everybody!
Last week, we highlighted a few games that were designed or co-designed by women. This week's game could have easily fit in that category, but we felt it deserved its own video because not only was it co-designed by a woman, but it features iconic women who have made contributions throughout history. That game is HerStory.
HerStory was designed by Nick Bentley, Emerson Masucci, and Danielle Reynolds, and published by Underdog Games.
Let's go to the table for an overview of how this game is played.
HerStory is an open drafting set collection game for 2 to 5 players, where the players take on the roles of acclaimed authors writing about notable women of history. To set up the game, we're going to place this neoprene mat out into the center of the table in reach of all players. And then we're going to take this deck of 120 chapter cards that depict 120 notable women in history. And after giving it a good shuffle, we're going to place it next to the idea board and then reveal 5 cards face up onto the idea board. Then we're going to take all 52 of the research tokens and place them in this bag. And after giving the bag a good tumble, then we're going to reveal 6 of the research tokens and place them out onto the idea board. Next, each player is going to choose a player color, and they're going to take their pushpin token matching that player color and put it off to the side of the idea board at the beginning of the score track. The players will then receive a desk board matching their chosen color. They will also get a library card and a player aid. And then the last person who had finished reading a book, which 9 times out of 10 will probably be Alicia because she loves to read, that person will be chosen as the first player, and then play can begin. So, what the players are trying to do is they are doing research and they're drafting chapter cards out onto their desk board, and then they're using those chapter cards to complete chapters of their book. When a player has completed 8 chapters of their book, then the game will end, and whoever has the highest scoring book will be the winner. So on a player's turn, they're going to do one of 3 things. They're going to take a research token from the idea board. They're going to draft a chapter card into an empty draft area on their board, or they're going to use one of those chapter cards to complete a chapter of their book. Taking a research token means exactly that. You simply choose a research token that you want, and we will put that research token on our desk board in one of these 7 spots, which means you can only ever have 7 research tokens. If you ever take a research token and don't have room for it, you will have to discard one on your board to make room for it. Now, if ever you don't like the research tokens that are out on the idea board, you could take this library card and flip it over once, and that you could clear all the research tokens on the idea board and draw 6 more from the bag. If later on in the game you don't like your choices, then you can remove this library card from the game and refresh the research tokens again, which means you can only do it twice per game. Now, once you take a research token, of course, we will draw a research token from the bag and replace it on the idea board. To draft a chapter card, I will simply pick a card that I potentially would like to place in my book. So let's say I take Bessie Coleman here, And I will place this chapter card into one of the 2 empty areas on my desk board, so I can hold up to 2 cards that I have drafted. Now, this isn't part of my book yet, so I don't score any points from it, but by drafting the card, I would score those 2 points right there. And then that chapter card will be immediately replaced out onto the idea board. Let's say this is how my desk board looks after a couple of turns. So the third thing I can do is I can complete a chapter of my book. And I would do that by paying the cost of that chapter card by discarding research tokens that have those matching symbols. And I could do that with a card that's in my draft area or a card that's on the idea board. So I could do it directly from the idea board. So if we look here, Betsy Coleman, she needs 4 light bulbs and 2 word bubbles. I have 4 light bulbs and 2 word bubbles. I also have a book, but that's okay. I would discard these off my board, and then I will place her into my book and then score that point right away. Now, let's say instead of having this research token that has the book on it, let's say I had this research token. So now I have exactly 4 light bulbs and 2 word bubbles, which is what she needs. If I pay the exact cost by discarding research tokens, then I will score the point from her, and I will score an extra 3 points. Some chapter cards, when added to your book, will just give you straight points. So Selena here will just give you 10 points. But Bessie Coleman, if you add her to your book, she gives you 1 point, but she gives you a power. When you're in last, 2 points when another player drafts a chapter. Or Amelia Earhart here, she will score you 4 points, but at game's end, 9 points if you didn't complete all 8 of your chapters. Mary McLeod Bethune here will give you 5 points, but she also gives you 3 points when completing a chapter requiring at least 3 word bubbles. So if you were to complete Mary Jane Patterson, you would get 3 points off of this card. But then Mary Jane Patterson would give you an extra power. When you complete a chapter with no powers, you would get 2 points. So if you drafted Selena, that's 10 for Selena plus 2 more for Mary Jane Patterson. And then Henrietta Lacks would just give you 2 magnifying glasses, but you can use those as discounts. So when you're paying those research tokens for those symbols, you will get a 2 magnifying glass discount if she's in your book. So, like I said, the game will continue with the players taking turns until one player has completed 8 chapters of their book. And then we'll make sure everybody gets an equal number of turns, and then whoever has the highest scoring book, or the highest score as a matter of fact, will be the winner of HerStory. So a couple weeks ago, I checked out this place in Ferndale called Corner Bar and Grill. Like, they really got good food, and their draw is they do axe throwing there.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, they throw axe upstairs. But that's not the reason I go. I went there because they have a wall of board games. You know, they get people to come in and play board games while they eat. And so I was there checking out their wall of board games, seeing if it was something, that I wanted to get. And I saw HerStory. They had 2 copies. I saw HerStory sitting right there. And I immediately was like, I knew about it because, of course, Underdog Games, we have Trekking the World and we have Trekking Through History. So I knew about HerStory coming out, but I didn't know it was out. And I saw it, and I immediately give me that game. Because I knew that this was a game that I knew you would really be drawn because of the theme, And I was ready for it because the productions of their past games have been really stellar. So I was interested in seeing what this game was about. And I knew you would really, really like it. So with that said, sorry I had to give you that little story. What did you think of the theme of this game?
All right. So, for those of you who've watched this channel for a while, you know I love history. History is my passion. So, obviously, her story was intriguing to me. So, yes, the theme speaks to me, and he hit a bullseye with that.
I mean, that was the reason why I got Trekking Through History, because I knew you was gonna like that one, So I figured you would like this one. All right. Like I said, I was interested in the theme, and like I said, if it's fun for you, I know you're all about theme.
I am about theme.
If it's not a theme you're gonna get into, you're not gonna play the game. So I knew this was a no-brainer. All right. So what did you think about the components?
So, I like the way they set up the game. Of course, the cards are key. All the cards with the information about the various women, that's key. That's the seller for me. But I like the premise of the game. I love books, and you're creating a book, and each chapter features a notable woman. And so
you're going back to theme.
Yes. So yeah,
we're trying. I know you like the theme.
Well, okay, so
we're trying to get past that.
Okay. I like the markers. I like the bold, bright colors. So the markers are attractive.
Oh, the little thumbtack things.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yes. And I like the point tracker because the numbers are big and easy to see.
I like the fact that the mat is neoprene, just like they did in Trekking Through History.
Yes.
I like that neoprene mat.
Yes.
So what did you think about the art?
I love the art.
I really, really like the art. I like the illustrator. It seemed like it has like a softness, the color palette. I love how she depicted the women. They have this sense of strength, but it was in soft colors and all that. And I really, really like that. I like the fact that there's different women on all the cards, and I like the fact that, some of these women I had never heard of.
Yeah.
But you could turn it over and you're like, oh, she did that, and I really did enjoy that.
Yes. Yes.
So, what do you think about the mechanics?
Okay, so now I get to talk about that. I think that the gameplay is clever. It's very simple. It's very entry level. So I think it's something you could play with beginners. You're simply drafting cards or drafting the tokens to
complete your chapters.
Complete your chapters. And so I'm laughing because low-key my husband was picking people he thought was cute. I'm sure he had other reasons
I mean, oh, she's cute. I'll get her. I want my book to look, I was okay with that.
But yeah, so I like the way they designed the gameplay. You're an author, you're constructing a book, and you're compiling an anthology of 8 notable women. So I like that premise.
Yeah, I like your research tokens. So you got the light bulb is for thinking, and the word bubbles for interviewing. I think the book is for reading, and the what do they call it? The magnifying glass. I think I don't know if that's studying or whatever.
A closer look.
Yeah, I mean, I really did I think it's for searching. Yes. That's what it's for. And I like the way they had those little tokens. And what I really liked about it is the fact that the women had different powers. Like you had some cards that gave you discounts, like a la Splendor. But then you had some that give you a catch-up mechanism. Because the game one of the games we played, you kept getting the women that had the high score, like 10 points and 9 points. And I would grab somebody that got like 2 points because they cute. And, you know.
Always a man.
But they had a catch-up mechanism that said every time you complete a chapter, I get 3 points, you know.
Listen, in my defense, he used that catch-up mechanism so much, I had to get way ahead.
I think we ended up tying, but you won the tiebreaker, you know. But like I said, I like the thing about it is when usually I learn the game. So when I'm learning the game, I watch video, I read the rule book, all that. Now, I looked at this game, I read the rule book, and it was just that. I didn't have to watch a video. I didn't have to do nothing. The game is that simple.
So, honestly, this is not my preferred way to experience history. Let's just say that. However, I think that this game does an excellent job of what it sets out to do. It gives you a survey of a wide variety of women in a wide variety of arenas who have contributed to human history. And I think it's a great way for kids or young people or just anybody who wants to know a little bit about this topic to get a first hand, just a quick overview.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It's fun. It's a fun
the
way.
game is fun.
It's a fun way to do it.
You know, so I really appreciate this game.
Yes.
I love the art. I did enjoy it. And like I said, it's simple to play, but I like some of those powers that some of the women have. That makes me want to come back to play, to figure out that puzzle. Like, there's some little combos that you can create.
And the added bonus of if you get the exact number of symbols, tokens, when you when you complete your chapter, if you can match it exactly, you get bonus points. I think that adds a level of challenge that just that appeals to the gamer.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was. I did enjoy this game.
Yes.
And I think this is a great game to introduce people to board games. It's really simple to set up, simple to teach, and it just has that enough complexity that keeps you invested.
Yes.
So anyway, I know we jumped right through teach and overall and all that, but overall, I do enjoy this game.
This is a great game. It does what it sets out to do. It's family way, and I do say this a lot, but it's really true. It is easy to teach and easy to learn.
Yeah. So we really did enjoy HerStory.
Yes.
So definitely check it out.
Yes.
If you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been Blackboard Gaming.
We will see you next time.